Good scritching nails. Oh, man. Oh, no.
What's wrong? Oh, it didn't go all the way in.
Arizona tea can. Ow.
Oh, did you cut it?
No, I think I'm okay.
It just hurt pushing on it with that weird pressure.
Mm-hmm. Arizona can, why?
I just wish I wasn't so limited by their shit now. It's like they've kept them at 99 cents, but they've made them all high fructose corn syrup to do that.
What are you gonna do?
And their diet ones still. There's one that, or I guess maybe a couple that are honey sweetened instead.
Wimtalls. Dude, this the migrants are eating cats shit is wild, bro. The post-truth information age is wild. There are people with these shady ass shaky cell phone videos of people cooking. In one case it looks like a Halloween decoration that's being roasted on a fake spit. And there are people literally going wild over it, believing it.
Oh, it went further than that. Like the fucking town in Ohio, Springfield, they like got more cops on the street because of it.
Because of what?
Because
people were scared that.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, and this is the process that motherfuckers will try and tell you need to engage in and throw all your fucking personal time and fucking political capital behind and shit. Bro, this is beyond a shitty reality show now. It's literally like a fucking choose your own adventure novel. Whatever gets posted, if it boosts your narrative, it must be true. And if it challenges your narrative, it's not even, it's a lie. Now it's a conspiracy. Literally, they were saying that that ABC News was using like psychological manipulation techniques to flashing lights in Donald Trump's eyes to make him nervous and to make his heart rate go up. I'm not even kidding you. That's right, Andrew. Double trap. Double trap. That'd be a good song. Double tap to like the stream. I'm not even gonna speak until I see 20 likes, and then I won't ask again. Double tap to like the stream now. No, I'm kidding. I'll just keep talking. I really don't care about likes. It's always nice when people do it, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Why are you woofing?
Yes, me lord. More work. All right then. You saw me at the market the other day? No, you didn't.
I don't not go shopping very often.
I don't go to the market, bro. So you didn't see me anywhere the other day, bro.
Last time you went grocery shopping was on vacation.
Yeah. True that. God bless Trump. The market, bro. What even is the market, bro? Is this a little medieval castle town or something? The market. Shut up.
Waffling.
I'm pretty sure I saw him say that a week ago. Yeah, some of these, some of these are just bots, bro. Some of them are just like literally traveling around stream to stream, posting the same shit, bro. There's nobody there. I bet there's hella bots in here right now. I bet at least 3 people that are chatting right now aren't even people. I bet they're bots as fuck. Did you just get off the streets? Nah, man, I'm still on them. Still out in the streets. I must be.
You do have an unending capacity to talk some days. You did a stream. We had the gauntlet of mom calls.
I'm telling you, man, I was born to do a job like this where I just blather all day. It's what I'm good at, you know. What do you want me to do? What am I supposed to say about that?
I don't know how y'all talk to your moms, but our moms wanted like 4 hours out of us today.
Yeah, we both got mom aggroed today. Ended up talking to mom all day. Get her haircut, hippie. Aw, are you balding? I swear to God, I think every last time somebody says that, because it's like, dude, it's not the fucking 60s no more. So I really think any dude that's saying that shit anymore is probably just a poor guy that started that male pattern early. I'm sorry it makes you feel unmasculine to see a big lion's mane on a man's head.
You can't help the hairline. It's one of the few things you got going.
Yeah.
Genetically. Genetics wanted to kick you in the balls everywhere else.
Yeah. I saw where some woman and her boyfriend were giving completely different comment threads on the same Instagram post. It's wild.
Well, yeah, they have a whole sort thing. It's like
people that follow you or people that are in the groups that you're in or whatever, their shit shows up before your shit. Nothing's real and everything's tailored. It's like your Twitter feed. The reason I'm seeing so much of this wild, crazy, they're barbecuing chickens shit is because that's what or they're barbecuing cats, sorry. I guess chickens probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like one of the reasons why that's catching on with people is, oh, fuck, I don't even know, to be honest with you. I really honestly don't know. It's like...
Well, Tim Pool was very heavily pushing it the day of the debate. Tim Pool was hella pushing it. Which means Russia was probably still pushing it. I don't know, do you think Russia still has some claws in them? They're finding some ways to sneak them money still?
Probably. I mean, well, no, probably not now. They probably that's been burned. But now he's just trying to fucking make sure he doesn't get jail time on the back of that unregistered foreign agent shit. I'm a victim. Yeah. A victim of being showered with $100,000 an episode. It's catching on because of the body cam footage. What body cam footage? So wait a minute. So, okay. So this is catching on because some crazy person cooked a cat and a cop responded to it, right? Is that what's going on?
People are fucking crazy. Cats have been getting fucked with since time immemorial.
I hate to tell you guys this, but that maybe one verifiable instance where cops showed up somewhere in the Midwest and somebody with an accent was cooking a cat, okay? If that even exists, that's not the only cat that's being eaten in this country. And it ain't just migrants eating them. Dude, my mom will tell you stories that'll curl your toes about what her parents had to scrounge up and eat. They were sharecroppers. I saw another thread where they were talking about this Jamaican cookie that's made with like lard and sugar and dirt. It's called Bon Bon Tay, where they like get the dirt down to fine powder, and they use it as a binding agent to keep this like lard, and it makes it like a little candy. And you know, there were these threads like coming to a city near you, and it's like that's like crushing unimaginable poverty and starvation. Like, do you think those people they like eating dirt? Is that what you think? You think that if they had the option, they wouldn't eat something that wasn't dirt?
And lard.
And lard?
There's one guy in the comments of like the debate itself. It's like, well, they took some geese from the park. It's like, when do you fucking care about geese?
They don't. They don't even care about cats.
Yeah. Cats get run over all the time. Like,
no, these hillbillies shoot cats that come on their property because they don't want the cat piss smell. So they act like they adore cats all of a sudden because it's functional for them to do so. These motherfuckers don't give a shit about no cat.
Cats have been getting fucked with for a long time.
And I'm telling you, dude, the first house cat that was eaten on American soil was eaten by a fucking hillbilly. Guaranteed. Thrown in the possum pot. Okay? So we all need to get over this, like, fucking around on people because of things people do to subsist themselves in poverty. This, like, flex culture has gone out of control, bro.
Yeah, like, they'll tell you, like, that they won't sell you a black cat on Halloween because people like fucking with them.
Yeah. It's horrible. But all of a sudden, everybody in the conservative world just loves cats. Loves animals, loves dogs. They're animal rights advocates now. It's just fucking wild, bro. It's just fantasy shit, dude. If you would have told me, 10 years ago, that Haitian people are eating cats would be one of the biggest fucking news stories of a presidential cycle, I would have laughed in your face, bro. The absurdity level is off the charts. We're really starting to see the shit I talk about in here all the time. When I talk about this, like, coming wave of people with no media literacy, and how easily led they will be by people that have bad intentions or are just stupid and pass along misinformation.
I'm sure The Onion has written a story exactly like
100%.
that at some point.
Not only could they not give a shit about a cat a year ago, they were actively antagonistic towards animals and people that treated them like fucking beings back then.
Well, like
they
the
laughed
whole cat lady thing
Yep.
that JD Vance was talking about. It's not even a year ago.
Yep.
It's like
fucking like single cat ladies, bitter 45-year-old cat ladies. They don't give a shit about animals until it's politically expedient. And the lack of ability to process your own information has reached such a fever pitch that nobody can call them on it. It's not even about what's true. It's not even about a narrative that's plausible anymore. It's about what you need to believe and who's willing to be the one that posts it.
it's absurd how so many people have just bought into, like, oh, a screenshot of a headline must be true. Photoshop doesn't exist.
Well, I mean, that's everybody now, too. I do it all the time. I've even gotten into the habit where I don't bother reading the fucking body of news anymore.
Yeah.
Read the headline in the first paragraph, maybe.
No, I mean, like, people that'll just see, like, an image of a headline.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
they'll
even
just
worse.
buy it.
Yeah, that's even worse. You can create that in 10 seconds.
Yeah. Once you learn how to do Photoshop, it's not hard.
You don't even need Photoshop. There are websites you can do it.
Yeah.
Fake headlines and bullshit. It's just super easy. It's fucking wild, bro. Choose your own adventure, dude. Second grade reading level is finally, dude, the wave has finally crashed. This electoral cycle proves it. Media literacy, historical knowledge, political fucking knowledge is at an all-time zero. All-time low. And it's just literally fantasism being passed around in the media. It's not even just on social media either. It's the media that's running with this. It's wild. It's wild, bro. Yeah, I don't even pretend to know how to parse this, you know? When you're starting from a basis of, it's not just an opinion anymore. It's like, this didn't happen. No, it did. Huh? Or conversely, on the other side, no, look, this happened. No, it didn't. How do you even move on from there? How do you even begin to have that conversation? You just don't. There's no point. You could waste your breath all day at this point in time. There's no point to countering it. It's just screaming into the ether, screaming past each other. Sub from South Africa, cool. It's just wild, man. And then like the extra layer on top of it, that so much of it is goaded along and padded out by bots, by things that aren't even people. And who knows how many of those people responding to me are just not people. How many people responding to the things that I'm seeing coming across my news feed and social media are not people. And you start to get into this kind of real, like for me, when I first started thinking about this shit, it was existential crisis mode for me. I went a little bit off the fucking deep end because I don't know how to fight that. I can fight, like if you, okay, so if you, we both agree that this event happened, you've got an opinion about what it means and what it pretends, and I have an opinion about what it means and what it pretends. We might be able to find some common ground, or at the very least inform each other about how the other side might feel or interpret a certain event in the world, right? But we can't even get that. Nobody, like if an event is almost inherently negative for your side of the political duopoly, then the current wisdom seems to be just say it never happened. Nuh-uh. It's like, you know, I'll give you an example of both sides doing this. You got Donald Trump, you know, he'll say the wildest, craziest shit over and over sometimes, like lock her up, lock her up, lock her up, right? You remember 2016? Well, maybe you don't. I remember the 2016 campaign, and one of the most popular refrains in that campaign season was Donald Trump and his fans chanting, lock her up, lock her up. Just a scant few years later, Donald Trump is talking about how it should be illegal to threaten to lock up a political opponent. Where are the people at that go like, wait a minute, that's a wild inconsistency? They're just not there. And it's not that they don't notice it, it's that they choose to ignore it. They just go, nope, that ain't getting on my radar. He was right back then and now he's right now. Okay, well, how'd that happen? I don't know.
If people wonder why you might not talk about Trump as much, is because you know you can't get to the vast majority of them.
Well, this is a stupid criticism for somebody that's on the left.
Yeah.
Why don't you spend your whole time spinning your wheels criticizing Trump? It's because I'm not ostensibly under Trump's banner.
Yeah.
I'm ostensibly under yours on the left. So I criticize the people that should be closest to my ideological position harder than I criticize the ones that are just announcing they aren't.
Yeah, it's like you're hoping that not all Trump supporters are watching you. You think you've probably scared most of them away at this point.
Yep. I'll give you an example of the Democrats doing that same thing. Kamala Harris in 2020 was super, super vociferous, and it was a really popular position in 2020, by the way, thanks to Bernie Sanders. Medicare for all, Medicare for all, Medicare for all. Now her official answer is she never really said that.
She misunderstood.
She misunderstood the question and misanswered the question. If you go back and watch it, there's no misunderstanding, and she answers it very clearly and directly. But, nuh-uh, it didn't happen. She didn't say that. What? Well, now, here she is saying it. No, she misunderstood the question. She misspoke. Oh. Okay. By the way, somebody found it. Her campaign website back then had Medicare for all on it. So she must have mistyped, too. Of course, that's been scrubbed from the internet, but good old Wayback Machine's got a snapshot of the front page.
And I'm sure they're going to sue Wayback to take it down.
Yep. So both sides are actively, it's not even like I have a different opinion on what this meant. It's like, no, that didn't happen. Well, here's a video of it happening over and over and over again. No, Trump didn't do that. He didn't say lock her up a bunch of times. He didn't threaten to lock up his political opponents. He never did that. Well, no, here it is. Here's it's AI. Oh, you're taking that out of context. Nuh-uh. It's literally just like, you remember back in the day when you would talk something and somebody was wrong in kindergarten, and the kid that was wrong would go, la, 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 I can't hear you, I can't hear you, la, la. That's where we're at. That's where we're at, dude. Legit. Grown-ass adults with whole-ass hairs on their balls and shit. Acting like that.
Accusations only matter when it's against the person you don't like.
Yep. Somebody makes a wild accusation against somebody that you don't like that's demonstrably false, you run with it anyway. Because false is true, and true is false. It doesn't matter if something's true, it matters how it looks.
Yeah. But if an accusation with the same level of veracity is leveled at someone you agree with, then it's bullshit.
It's total bullshit. Total bullshit. Complete conspiracy theory, taken out of context, AI, fake news.
Well, they called, what's her name, a Russian agent.
Who?
When they made an accusation against Biden.
Oh, yeah. Ashley Babbitt.
No, not, that's the
Oh, that's the lady that got killed.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember her name. But yeah, I know. The lady that made the rape accusation. Nuh-uh. The gaslighting that happened just after the Trump-Biden debate was fucking unreal on the left, bro. Nuh-uh. He was fine. Biden was actually really clear. Biden was just fine last night. Why people are overreacting.
He was stuffed up, man.
Biden was a little tired, but otherwise did really well last night. Why the media is wrong about Biden. It's like, huh? So now a spade ain't a spade anymore. Now if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, you treat it like it's a Tasmanian devil.
Yeah. And it went from Biden is fine, you guys are overreacting, to yay, Biden stepped down.
Dude, Kamala's high as a kite. I saw a cell phone video of her at some campaign stop in Pennsylvania. And they said, hey, Kamala, how do you feel about Pennsylvania? And dude, she sounded zannied out, bro. She was like, I think Pennsylvania has a lot of people in it that need to hear our message. And it's just like, what? Huh? And like, I don't really care, dude. I'm not trying to judge you if you pop a Xan to cope, but I don't know that I want the leader of the free world having to pop Xannies. Yeah. I don't think I want her to be on Xans if she got to make a fucking last second call. Yeah. You know?
It's the choice between Xanned up or a literal retard.
Xanned up or literally fucking demented and retarded with a big full fucking diaper. I mean, there's no choice. No thank you. That bitch is Xanned out, bro. I'm not stupid. I've been around it. I know what it looks like. I know what it sounds like. I know the dopey kind of slow way that people talk when they got a nice fucking Xanny buzz. I know the smile. The easy laugh. Dude, I know what Xanny sounds like, bro. I know what it looks like. I can't be gaslit. She's either tippling or she's on Xans. One of the two.
I
Pick
feel like
one.
Tippling would be a little bit easier to catch. I think there would be some stories.
It's the only
some
thing that comes
whips.
even close. It's the only thing that comes even close. So you pick one. She's either tippling, having to take a shot or two of vodka before she goes out in public every time, and maybe one or two to keep it going in her pink drink, or she's off a Xanny bar or 2 or 3 a day.
Dude, I so want these SoundCloud rappers to make it about her. They're like, hey, she pops a Xan like me, bro.
Yeah, dude, Lil Kamala.
Yeah.
I'm off the Xans like Kamala. Maybe I'll throw that in a Beauregard.
Or you'll suggest it to Beauregard.
Oh yeah. I'll try and get him on the phone if he hasn't changed phones again. Street guy.
But what rhymes with Kamala is the question.
Oh, anything.
Yeah.
I'm a good ass rapper. Here. I'm off a Xan like Kamala. Let's see, hold on. Let's see. I'm off a Xan like Kamala.
Maybe Harris would be easier.
No. No, I'm off a Xan like Kamala. I'm feeling loose in a Lambo truck. See, you can go Kamala, Lambo truck. I'm feeling loose in a Lambo truck. I bought that shit just to tear it up. Take it back, then I'll trade it up. Yeah. Gotta have that orange 4-inch door hinge. You remember that? There's an Eminem thing where he's like, what rhymes? Somebody's trying to snap him up in an interview, and they say, what rhymes with orange? Because nothing does. And he's like, well, nothing rhymes with orange, but you can say orange 4-inch door hinge, porridge.
Yeah, you like shift the
Right.
syllables enough throughout the thing to start making it.
Right.
Honestly, do you think rhyming isn't as important as it used to be?
It wasn't always of paramount importance. The rhyme is just a flex on it. Like it's part of the structure,
Yeah.
but messing up the structure is part of what hip hop is. Hip hop, by its existence, is a transgressive medium.
Mm-hmm.
It was created by people who wanted to tear up other people's songs and wanted to do something different, right? But using other people's work. That's why this AI shit is this is another angle that I'm gonna start talking to these AI people about. Because one of the same things that got thrown at hip hop in the early days was, that's not music, you're sampling. That you're taking somebody else's music and putting it in a machine and hitting a key. That's not rap, that's not music. It's the same shit. It takes no skill to do what you do. All you did was just take a better song and loop it. That's no skill. There's no art to that. You see how fucking, like, dude, small-minded people and I gotta tell you, dude, artless motherfuckers. People that just don't have a sense of artistic awareness in their body will violently oppose anything new, anything transgressive, anything that changes the norm or shakes up the art world will immediately be attacked by a bunch of little fucking dumbass Dunning-Kruger white blood cells. Define art? I don't want to. I can't.
It's evolved over and over and over and over again.
I think trying to nail down art definitionally fundamentally undermines it.
countless mediums it's been in.
Yeah. I mean, what is art to one person is disgusting to another. You know, I use Dadaism all the time. The Dadaist movement was a movement that sought to challenge the snobby, snooty, exclusionary, gatekeeping nature of the modern butt-sniffing art community. And so you got pieces like porcelain toilets mounted upside down on the wall, you know, or porcelain urinals mounted upside down. So the water just flowed out onto the ground into a drain. You got Piss Christ, which was just a dude that put a cross in a jar and then just peed in it over a month and then capped it when it was full. And a lot of people went, that's not art. Oh my God. They got offended because it was blasphemous. They got offended because it didn't adhere to what they normally thought was art. But now Dadaism is considered to be a huge outcropping of existentialism and surrealism. It's just another part of the art movement. People don't understand that art is constantly reiterating upon itself, and people are constantly inventing ways to open up art to other people. It's like, if you go back just a couple of thousand years, which on the grand time scale of humanity is nothing, a couple of thousand years and art was almost entirely gate-kept in certain parts of the world by rich, well-educated scribes. Only they could afford to get an oxtail brush and the fine inks that it took to paint something that would last for longer than 10 fucking seconds.
Or you had to charm a rich person to give you the tools for it.
Right. And then, as time went on, people found ways to create art that didn't require expensive ivory oxtail brushes and this and that and this, right?
The rare pigments like mummy brown and shit.
Yeah. Same thing with like music, right? If you go back to just like this 15th, 16th, 17th century in Europe, right? And you look at the musical history of that region. Being a musician was a sign of status and class. You couldn't afford to even go into a violin store and look at a violin if you were poor back then. So just having access to an instrument was like driving up in a Rolls Royce. Okay, it implied an immense amount of money. Well, that's a huge gatekeeping method to keep other people from making art. But if you study the history of music, folk music sprung up in the absence of access to all these classical instruments. You get instruments like the juice harp. You get instruments like the triangle. You get instruments like the xylophone that were very easily created and played. Philosophy is the same way too. You're absolutely right. Gate kept at every turn when somebody comes up with a transgressive idea. And then eventually accepted. Steel drums. You know, percussive instruments. 3-string banjos back like they used to play with only access to one single fucking harmonic chord.
And then we decided, let's stop killing a bunch of elephants for some ivory, and then they had to make it with cheaper materials.
Right. And people demanded it.
Yeah.
It was like, as time went on, they saw what an enriching and fulfilling thing it was for the rich to be able to play music, and they demanded access. We won't be gatekept out of it anymore. Make us a cheap harmonica. Make us a cheap horn that we can buy. Let us rent them. And allotments were made for the average person to not be gatekept from artistic expression due to their lack of schooling, due to their lack of family breeding, due to their lack of formal training. You know, some of the greatest artists in the history of art had absolutely zero formal training. Never had a teacher sit down and teach them a brushstroke, or teach them an acting technique, or teach them a writing technique, right? These are people that create right out of what you would call the human soul, if such a thing exists. And that's why when you tell me define art, I'm not going to do it. You want me to define a concept that comes forth from a concept that I'm not even sure is properly labeled? The soul, that's the best, the closest an atheist like me can get to it. Right?
It communicates something.
Right. But it communicates something that is so subjective.
Yeah.
So a song could mean a completely different thing to you and hit you completely differently than me based on an entirely subjective group of experiences and other songs and tastes and proclivities, historical patterns. So you asked me to fucking put words behind to like neatly sum up that? No. Dude, art is the only reason, I gotta be honest with you. Art is the only reason I have any interest in the human species at all. Honestly. You know, if art died, if people stopped making art, if art got put in a little box, you guys really have nothing to offer to me. And see, what I consider to be art, I'm one of these people. Either everything is art or nothing is, right? You want to talk about what is and isn't art? I'm not your guy. Either everything is art or nothing is. Either you go, everything is art, or you get yourself trapped in the mire of trying to fucking subjectively define this is art, this isn't art, this is art, this isn't art. Fuck you. I'm not gonna do it, you know? I'm glad that quite a few of you seem to agree with this. You know, this is usually kind of a contentious position amongst people. Art is entirely subjective, but we live in a subjective reality. We live in a deterministic reality, right? Free will versus determinism. Being a determinist is not really, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but determinism is just facts. Sorry. It's not even really, there's not really room for philosophical interpretation unless you want to add a whole bunch of supernatural shit. If you want to do that, you belong in a church. You want to believe that you've got free will and that every moment is created by the moment before and anything is possible and everybody's got the same baseline opportunity as everybody else and it's all about your choices. You want to believe that, then you're going to have to fucking make up a god and you're going to have to prove it to me. You're going to have to show me some supernatural force that creates and pulls the strings of fate. It's my contention that fate is decided by things that are entirely out of our control. Determinism states that you as a human being have no control over where you were born, who you were raised by, what influences you were exposed to, the horrible and great things that happened to you when you were a child. And psychology tells us that that's what makes a man. That's what makes a woman. You are what you've done. You are what you've been through. You are who raised you and what you ate and what you learned and who you grew up around. How could you be anything else? And if that's the case, then how do you have any agency and any choice? You go like, oh, well, I can still choose to go left or right. Yeah, But which one you choose is based on a whole fuck ton of influences you had no control over. You may think it's an open choice, but whether you go left or right is predictable based on how you were raised. So, did you have a choice in the first place? My answer is no. It feels great, Phoebe. No, it feels great. You're looking at this wrong. Determinism is great. It frees you from the yoke of fate. Look, go read ancient Greek mythology. These people were driven mad by the idea of free will. They created an entire mythology around the web of fate and the weavers of the tapestry of fate. No, it's all good. I'm just saying. It feels great. All of that is bullshit. There's no web of fate. Isn't free will and determinism unfalsifiable? Ultimately, yeah, but so are a number of things. It's like God is unfalsifiable, right? If you're claiming that there's a web of fate and predestination and that you are making that fate, right, as you go, that you have free will to choose that fate, then you're positing an incredible amount of supernatural power that has to come from somewhere. Otherwise, you would see people born into, uncontacted tribal situations that just desperately wanted to play video games and skateboard, and that's what they really wanted to do with their lives. And you don't see that happen because those people, of course, are never exposed to those things in the first place. So those choices are not available or even remarkable to them. Well, that's how people feel about it, Phoebes. Well, fuck, I can't do anything. You can do everything. That's the great part about it. Your limitations are not knowable. You can't quantify it. Right? You can't quantify it. That's the problem. I think that a lot of determinists start to go, okay, well, let me find out my fate by looking at my past and my upbringing. These things are ingrained. There are genetic markers that have influence over how you see the world that you're not even aware of what they do and how they change your perception. Well, bro, you get into quantum mechanics, you're getting way out of my wheelhouse. I'm better with the esoteric, philosophical stuff. I'm not real super math, engineering, or science oriented, okay? The mind science, the science of the human mind is the one that I've studied most and feel most at home talking about. The quantum mechanics behind particle physics and shit, I think it's cool. Can't really tell you shit about it, though. If you traded bodies with somebody atom for atom, you would be that person. Yeah. I got over that initial gut punch by realizing that if I lived under this construct for this long and it didn't fuck me up or prevent me from... No, I mean, like, you have choices. That's the thing. It's like you have choices. Those choices are limited by things that you'll never be able to quantify. You are who you are, Phoebe, and not someone else because of everything about you and everything about your mother and your father and any siblings that you had and any of the upbringings that you had and any teachers you had and any neighbors that you had that were special or influential to you one way or the other. All of those things, you had no choice, right? And now the choices that you have are limited by those things and an amalgam of everything else, but you still have choice. People do wildly out of character things, right? Determinism allots for that. Me saying that we live in a deterministic universe and you have no real freedom of choice is not me saying that your life is just a robot, right? You have choices, but they aren't free choices. Well, the choices that you have are limited by your experience, right? And your ability and your geography and your genetics and a million other things you have absolutely no control over in the moment. Right, they are determined, and ultimately how you go, like I said, you come to a divergent path, left and right, and you say, aha, free will. And I say, whichever you choose is determined by what you've been through in the past. You're predetermined. You're predestined to choose left or right based on an entire list of previous influences, right? So an alien that was able to track your stats would be able to tell you before you made the choice which choice you would have made. Right? It's liberating. It removes the portent, it removes the weaving web of fate from your life. It places you squarely where you are, centered in the moment. And really, that's where you should be anyway. I could argue that I chose to come down here, but then again, well, yeah, you went down there though because you got family. You got roots there. You had no choice on that. You didn't choose your roots. You see, where you went was colored by what choices you have. What choices you have were colored by your family and where you grew up and what you learned about, and where you knew to go and where you could go. All of those things. Sorry, Phoebes. You know, but that's okay. It frees you from worry. You are who you are, and learning to navigate that is the best thing that you can do, rather than rubbing your hands about the weaving of the tapestry of fate. Learn who you are and pilot your body. Know who you are and own who you are and pilot your body. And hell, be crazy and defy your deterministic options. Run against them. Go against the grain. Do something stupid. It seems counterintuitive. Welcome to life. Doesn't life seem a little counterintuitive when you really break it down? Oh yeah, man. I'm not claiming I know myself super well. I'm still learning, man. I'll be 45 in just a few months. April Fool's Day, I'll turn 45 years old. And I'll tell you the same shit I'm telling you right now. I don't know. I'm figuring it out, man. I'm doing my best. I'm navigating my options to the best of my ability, man. And I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm really enjoying my time with the Tao, and I'm really leaning into it, man. I'm leaning into it super hard, and I like it. It's really centered me. Like it really is. And there are some very challenging things in the Tao, right? One of the most challenging things for me, I think, is going to be learning how to separate my work from my life, right? How to do my work and then leave it. How to not, okay, this is a tough one for me because you guys know how I am, right? When your work is done, whatever it is, don't take credit for it. This is in the Tao. What's done is done. You wanting credit for it clenches your heart because it's a desire for recognition for doing what you should have done anyway. Right? Hard for me. I am a dude that really like, I feed on the feedback. I need people to say, hey man, I like this. Hey man, I hate this. Hey man, I'm indifferent about this. That's a big thing for me. But the more I push myself to accept that in the Tao, the less clenched my heart is. The more I learn to set aside my desire and understanding that everyone has desires. Desires are a biological mechanism, right, that keep us fed, clothed, warm, etc. But the Tao talks about not being led by your desire, to let go of your personal desire, right, to the greatest extent that you possibly can. And there's a lot of humility wrapped up in that. Here's another thing I have to let go of. The Tao says explicitly, you shouldn't care whether people think you're correct. Right? Throwing yourself on that pyre of other people's opinion clenches your heart. There is some stoicism to it, absolutely. What's stoicism? It's a philosophical kind of like category, I guess. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius. His kind of like musings and letters and stuff have been collected. He's one of the great Stoic philosophers. Yes, Taoism had existed for 1,000 years by the time of Marcus Aurelius, or at least the ideas of Taoism, the basis of it. Epictetus, yeah. Well, no philosophical perspective is a cure-all. I mean, looking for a cure-all anyway is the wrong look. What I like about philosophy is that it allows you to pick it like fruit. It really does. None of it is standard and well-defined, right? None of it is provably true. Philosophy is about how we process the world and by what means we determine the truth and what types of truth we hold close and how we deal with loss and, you know, right, all these things that are not going to work from one person to the next. You know, there's no one uniform answer to any of these incredibly complex positions, right? So what I like about philosophy is that you really can cherry pick. If you find some philosophical book, like for example, when I was feeling really down in my life, you know, I had a very seat of my pants existence for a long time. I found I stumbled on this book called "The Conspiracy Against the Human Race" by a guy named Thomas Ligotti. kind of a horror writer that dipped his toe into pessimism as a philosophy. And that book really helped me at a time when, you know, the rest of the world looked at my kind of natural bent towards pessimism as something to be something I needed to be saved from. It's called The Conspiracy Against the Human Race. And interestingly enough, he talks about Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism in that book. Well, I've got several translations of the Tao. That's one of the things about the Tao is like chapter to chapter, the Tao can read very differently depending on which translation that you're using. That's kind of the ephemeral nature of the Tao. The Tao is wildly interpretable and is meant to be. It's meant to be. How important is it or was it to you in your past work history to enjoy your job? 0. Dude, I was not raised by people that were like, man, you're gonna love working. I was raised by people that like, hey, work fucking sucks, but you work hard, you get done with it. Come home and spend your money. So I was not like pussyfooting around looking for a job that I just really loved. Well, fuck that, man. Money is money is money is money is money is money is money. You get out there and hit the grind. Now I'm very, fortunate. I worked my whole life and I worked towards my own business, and now I'm my own job. Now I get to do what the fuck I want, right? And the only person that's gonna fucking gainsay me is the tax man and myself. All right, and those are the only 2 people I answer to. Everything else is moi. I'm my boss. So what's your greatest good? I don't know. I don't think it matters all that much. Like, my perception of myself is something I'm working on deprioritizing in my life. Trying to fit it into something I can explain to another person. I don't want to center that in my life. I want to center myself in the Tao. Are you okay, Paul? Yeah, I'm okay. Are you a concern troll, bro? Did you create an alt to concern troll me tonight, or are you going to shut the fuck up and add something or get out? Those are your 3 options. I don't like it when you pretend like you know me and ask like, are you okay? Like there's something wrong when I'm literally in my backyard on a Saturday night chilling and smoking weed, bro. I don't like concern trolling. So your ass better keep your head down. You want to preserve this account. Yeah, ban him. Sitting there. Sitting there. Whoop whoop. Dude, I'm kind of like an ex-juggalo, bro. Not ex. I never went full jugga-lugga-lugga-lugga-low. But I liked the first 3 or 4 Joker's cards or whatever pretty good. And then after the fucking Wraith, which sucked, I liked Bazaar. And I liked Forgotten Freshness, Volume 1, 2, and 3. So I'm down with the clown sometimes. Do you have clear night skies? Sometimes, yeah. Tonight it's pretty clear. A big old moon. Big full moon tonight. So it's written and so will say. A pink moon is on his way. None of you stand so tall. Well, I'd like to show you my big full moon, but it's right behind a big pine tree right now. So give it some time, and when it peeks out on the other side, I'll show you. A pink moon, gonna get it. Oh, it's a pink moon. Yeah, it's a pink moon. Pink, 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 pink. Pink moon. Nick Drake, yeah. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. Pink Moon is my favorite Nick Drake song. I mean, I'd be like the most widely listened Nick Drake fan, but that song makes me cry. There's something just so pretty about that song. Working on any interesting projects? Yeah, you know what? I got a couple of things fucking going on. I can't really talk about it yet. I'm keeping secretive. But yeah, I got a couple of irons in the fire outside of my public shit that I'm doing. Some new stuff. Some stuff, yeah. I mean, a couple of really kind of like big things that are on the horizon for me. So you guys will know when it's time for you to know. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I love about my job is it never stagnates. You know, I'm always thinking of some new angle. I'm always trying some new thing. I've been fucking deep in my fucking, dude, crying tears in my beer over a Beauregard beat that Andrew sent me. And I'm gonna knuckle down, bro. I've just been so fucking busy lately, bro. I've been out of it. Find out next time on Deep Fat Fried. Doodle-doodle-doodle. Smokey Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires. They should hire my ass. I don't know why we got a fucking bear in a hat anyway telling people that. We need a dude that looks like me that's all fucking scared. Like, hey, don't burn down the forest. You know, like I would look at that more than a fucking dumbass fur. It's a furry too. Tell me that. Tell me Smokey the Bear ain't a fursuit. I'll wait. Go look him up. McGruff the crime dog too. Started that furry shit. Yeah, dude, he's a big old muscly fucking grizzly anthropomorphic bear. They did the wrong thing, man. Smokey the Bear. Get him out. We done burned down California 20 times since Smokey the Bear's ass was hired. Dude, anybody else would be fired for that shit. How's Smokey the Bear doing? Well, the entire state of California has burned down 20 times in the 30 years he's been on the job. Damn, keep that guy around. You want to know the truth about it? I think Smokey might be the one lighting the fires. Dude, wouldn't that be a fucking Shyamalan twist? Smokey the Bear was out there like, only you can prevent forest fires. All right, are we clear? You know what I mean? Wild to think about. Are you sober? Never. If I can help it, never. Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. Who sings that? Lady, lady. Oh, that's Kenny Rogers. Sick, bro. Dude, Kenny Rogers was kind of sick back in the day. Dude, he sings that song from Big Lebowski that, yeah, yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in. Doesn't even sound like Kenny. Dude, the 70s were a wild time, bro. Can I just say that to you guys? Wasn't alive yet, but my parents straight up were. And the shit that they tell me about the 70s and some pictures I've seen they took. Woke up one morning with the sun down, shining in. I found my mind in a brown paper bag, and then I tripped on a cloud and fell 8 miles high. I tore my mind on a jagged sky. I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, disco, Quaalude. You gotta dodge some shit if you grew up in the 70s, bro. Lawn darts, man. Rest in pepperonis, dude. To Phonam and all the homies that got took out by fucking lawn darts back in the 70s. Yeah, Tragedy's a good song. It's been remixed a bunch. Tragedy! When the feeling's gone and you can't go on, it's tragedy. It's hard to sing. I mean, it's hard to sing the Bee Gees. I can feel you in the morning sun. I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. And I know that this song has some lyrics, so I will sing those lyrics now again. If you come to me on a summer breeze and be warm without love beside your knees, and it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Yeah. It's got mood, it's got meaning. Dude, I wish I could play guitar. I was in a garage band in high school and I just sang. And I got no musical talent outside the voice. And even that's pretty raggedy. Well, you guys are asking me to sing Bee Gees and shit. That was my fault. I started singing Nick Drake. I can't really do that either. I got a baritone voice. I can blow up some deeper songs or some songs that don't have me all the way up in my upper nasal register trying to hit fucking Barry Gibbs notes. I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. Old Man River comes flowing down the mountains. I don't know. don't know that one. Tonight we sail for Singapore. We're all as mad as hatters here. I've fallen for a tawny Moor, slipped off to the land of Nod, drank with all the Chinamen down the sewers of Perth. I danced upon a colored wind. I dangled from a rope of sand. You must say goodbye to me. The captain is a one-armed dwarf. He's throwing dice down by the wharf. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. So take this ring. Sail tonight for Singapore. Don't fall asleep while you're ashore. Well, it's my wedding ring, so, I mean, if just happened to be a ring in it, you know, it worked out. Thoughts on galaxy gas? What is it, bro? What are you kids huffing now, bro? Stop it. What are you kids huffing on? Kids need to stop it. Okay, listen to your uncle, okay? Stop it. Don't be stupid. The fuck is galaxy gas? Flavored whippets? No, kids. Bro. I can't even front though. You guys go ahead and have fun with it, but I'm just letting you know some of you are going to be retarded because of it. And a couple of you might die. But you know what, dude? I can't hate because I did fucking hundreds of whippets in my teens and shit. So I can't really hate. I can't really fucking, like, I'd be a pretty big hypocrite if I was looking at young people and going like, stop with those whippets. But I'm just telling you, dude, some people don't ever come back from that shit, bro. Yeah, dude, the King Cobra JFS lifestyle, dude. Look what it does to a motherfucker sometimes. Dude, do you want to see what whippets can do to a motherfucker? Go watch a video on YouTube called Bug-Infested Boggerito, bro. Okay? Watch what that motherfucker eats in that video, okay? Dude, you smoking a Jeffrey right now? Son. Okay. I ain't heard it called a Jeffrey in a hot minute, bro. Meth heads versus huffers. There's a lot of crossover right there, bro. There's a lot of crossover right there. Not all meth heads are huffers, and not all huffers are meth heads, but there's a lot of crossover right there. That Venn diagram, there's a big fat overlap right there, bro. Big one. Excuse me. Yeah, dude, the Boggerito Nuggy. You gotta watch it, Nuggy, because at some point, because he makes it, right? Okay, here's how the Boggerito goes. I don't even remember what he puts in it. He makes it, but then he just leaves it out on the counter to get like room temperature for like 7 hours. And then he eats it later that night, stone cold off the counter. And by that time, some little friends had made a home. Yeah, you saw it. Some little friends had made a home within the burrito and were happily munching away with Copes. Yeah, some little friends, some little crunchy spots, a little extra protein in the boggerito. And this motherfucker ate it, and to this day denies that there were bugs in it, even though it's right there. It's like fucking obvious that there are bugs in it. Careful what you snort, kids. Knew a guy here, an MIA, normal well-off kid, snorted the wrong line one night. Now he roams South Beach, arguing with phantoms like a zombie. Shit, bro. Yeah, see, that's the thing, bro. That is one thing I will be a boomer about. All right. You guys can't be trusting Coke. Back in my day, if you were smart, it was okay. I wasn't a big Coke guy, but I had some friends that were into it, and like as long as you got decent hookup or whatever, but like you can't trust the shit no more. They'll put wild shit in it. Cut it with wild shit. You just can't. Don't hoover shit up your nose right now anyway. Like, you guys need to take like a 10-year break and let that shit get pure again. Because they got too crazy with it, and now they're putting all kinds of crazy shit in it. How old were you in 1980? I was born in 1980. April Fool's Day 1980 is my birthday. So. No, never did Fent. I've been out of that kind of like pharmaceutical. Like I had my moment with it, and my moment lasted a few years in my 20s. I know better than to touch that shit no more. So yeah, the fentanyl age, I haven't gotten any of that, haven't run across any of that, don't really care to. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and tell you that like if I had a friend that was like, hey dude, I got a Fent patch, you wanna slap one on and get crazy, I'd probably try it out. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'd regret having done it, okay? It would be a regrettable thing to do. Thought he bought hydrocodone. Yeesh. See, that's the type of shit I don't understand. It's like one of the principles of drug dealing used to be that like people that would say, oh, they laced this with that. It's like, why would a drug dealer do that? Why would a drug dealer put more expensive shit in your shit and tell you it's some less expensive shit and sell it for cheap? Because that don't make any sense. Like the stronger and more pure something is, typically like the more it costs in a black market drug deal. But now they're like sneaking Fent into shit. Like, why are they doing that? Why sneak fentanyl into shit? Isn't it hella expensive? Isn't it worth a lot of money? Wouldn't you want to just sell the Fent? Like, why are they sneaking Fent in shit? It's like, you would think just from a pure, like, drug dealer perspective. It's like, oh, yeah, let's sell coke. All right, dude. But let's buy a bunch of hella fucking Fent and cut it up and put it in the coke. Yeah, so our customers will die and the cops will be really looking for who's selling the crazy cocaine with fentanyl. Great idea, bro. It's like, drug dealers. I gotta be honest with you, dude. I never was a drug dealer, but I could have been one. I knew the rules. And I think that's a violation of it. I think that's a violation of the rules. Dude, don't call me daddy. That's fucking weird, bro. I don't have another drug night, man. Last night on my stream, we had a whole ass, long ass drug conversation. Now we're locked in another one, bro. I don't want another one. I don't want another what drug you done, Paul's ego night. All right. I've done drugs. I've experimented with drugs and abused a couple of them, okay? I'm not real interested in going through my whole drug history. Kind of goes against my beliefs. I don't like self-snitches. These trolls are in love with you. Of course they are. They love me. Everybody loves me. Rap snitches, telling all their business. Yeah, I'm religious. I'm a Taoist. Just started practicing, don't judge me. Started this year. Committed any felonies lately? Oh yeah, let me give you a list, bro. I did some misdemeanors too, if you want to hear those as well. And I got video of me doing them, and I'm gonna put it up on my TikTok. It's like, your love is a supernatural thing. Why is that song in my head? I haven't heard that song in a hot minute. Your love is a supernatural thing. Boo doo 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 doo. What are your crimes? Why do you hate L. Ron Hubbard? This is repetición de la repetición. Okay. Whatever you say, boss. You like wings naked or bearded, Paul? Me and my buddy got to talking about what is better the other night. Naked or breaded? Bro, I'm fucking ancient, bro. My eyeballs ain't what they used to be. Breaded, not bearded. I was like, what the fuck is a bearded chicken wing? I don't even want to know. I don't even really like chicken wings, homie. I don't eat meat, so. Oh man, I would love to talk to my grandmother would get such a kick out of this. She was so great. She loved me so much, dude. She wouldn't care what I was doing as long as I was making money and I was on the right side of the law and all of that. My grandma loved me. Oh, she would have loved this, dude. Honestly, like my grandma would have sat right over there in that chair and giggled her way through this. She would have loved this. For sure. I know you were probably like trying to make some sort of like point about the way I look, but I'll be like dead ass honest with you. My parents are both super proud of me. I own my own business. I've never asked them for a dime since I was 18. I've lived on my own. I've always worked hard, taking care of my business. Like, you might look at me and think that, like, oh, you know, his parents are probably real ashamed of him. The opposite, bro. My parents love me, and they're very proud of me. What business do you run? I do a podcast. So I have a podcasting business. Pessimist Productions is the name of it. You can look on YouTube here. The best place to go here on YouTube is Onion Nuggets. If you search that, that's us. It's our Clips channel. We've got a Patreon that really pays the bills. But we have merch. We do in-person meetups. We did one in Vegas this year and had a couple hundred people there. They're always a good time. We turn a little profit on that. All that money goes through the business. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad your grandma was chill with that. You know, I don't know. I think my grandma would have been chill with it with me too. I don't remember her ever being judgmental against me ever one time in my life. She was just a sweet lady to me always, and I miss her a whole lot. You know, if you still got your grandparents and stuff, you really ought to like take advantage of that because it's a special like kind of relationship, and oftentimes you don't really realize like how neat it is and how special it is until they're gone. Yeah, my grandma's been gone for over 20 years now. Yeah, it sucks. But she was really a sweet lady, and she was a pretty instrumental part of my personality. She showed me what kindness looks like, and kindness, true, genuine, honest, not made up, not bullshit, not like putting on a kind face to hide a sour person. She showed me what a truly kind person is, and I aspire to that. You know, at least I don't know if I'll ever reach it, but at least I have a target to aim for, and I have her to thank for that. I understand our misunderstanding now. Your generation used the word lit to describe people. My generation uses lit to describe places and events. What misunderstanding? Oh, the other night. Yeah, I mean, I felt kind of bad. You didn't make me end the fucking stream, bro. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it too much. I was just having a hard time understanding what you were getting at and contextualizing it in the broader conversation we were having. And yeah, you're right about the generational difference. Like lit to me from my generation means you're fucking drunk, dude. Where's Paul, dude? I don't know. Last time I saw him, he's wandering around and he was lit up. Like that means he's drunk. Now I understand how it's used in the more modern context. Oh, I went to the concert. That shit was lit. Right? I get it. We're good, dude. I didn't mean to like, make you feel self-conscious about your English or whatever. It's not my intent. I was in a bad mood, man. There was a lot of trolls in here that night, and you might have caught a little fucking extra heat that you didn't deserve on that. But yeah, no, I understand you, and you speak just fine, and you know, you're not in any danger of being banned. You were cool from what I remember through the whole combo. So lit evolved into turnt. Yeah, I've heard that used as well, obviously in rap and stuff. Turned up, which is not something like, it wasn't unheard of. It just wasn't regional to where I was. Like we used, be honest with you, like I would know what you meant lit, but lit was more like my parents' generation. We would say, and like this might have been just regional, but we'd say somebody was shitty. Like if you were fucked up, this is how it would go down. We probably wouldn't have used lit. Like that one was kind of like my parents' generation, maybe like half a generation between us. So we would have said like, "Hey, where's Paul? I don't know, man. He's wandering around here. Have you seen him? Oh, dude, I saw him about an hour ago and he was already shitty. So it can't be good. We gotta find Paul." Oh man, you know, shitty was just like, that meant you were fucked up. But that might have just been a very regional or like maybe a West Coast kind of thing. But yeah, I like that about the English language. You know, I like that these different terms like sometimes come back, right? Like gat. Gat is like just somebody took gat damn and shortened it, right? And now gat, you can say gat, and that just means somebody's got a big ass, or you can just call the ass a gat. Show me your gat. And it's like, oh, say, huh? Wasted is another one that was, you know, thrown around. You know, dude is wasted. Like if you weren't sure it was just alcohol, you would probably use wasted. Like, oh shit, dude is wasted, dude. He's off something. I don't know what it is, but he's off something. Ripped, yeah, dude is ripped. Tore up. We'd say like tore up from the floor up. That's more of like a millennial one. That was like an early 2000s one. Dude, he is toe up. Oh, I thought GAT was got damn. GAT is just an acronym for girl you ass thick. That's lame. Boo. Ripped, stoned, twisted. Good people. GAT equals gun. Oh, a GAT is a gun. Yeah, I know that. That's my generation. In fact, I was even before that. What was the GAT before? They would say, Nina. That one was popular for a while before GAT. Burner, yup. Nina for the 9 or just 9. Yeah, Jammy, yup. Biscuit was one. Strap, yep. In Japanese, drunk means extra happy. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, that's wild. I love that. I'm really enjoying learning my Chinese and stuff. I think the Hanzi is probably what it's going to take me the longest to get down, but I'm not really leaning too hard on that training. I'm trying to just get conversational with it, and I'm really enjoying that. The heater, the burner. The stick. The stick is the. I think the stick is not new. I feel like that one's been around a minute. Oh, you know what? A new, kind of a newer thing. I like caught lacking. I like that terminology. I think that one's good. The ratchet, the tool. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really hear people say you got caught lacking back in the day. Not at least not like way back, you know. The blick, yeah, that's a new one. I kind of like that one. Bet, bet is all right. Yeah, I like it. The Thule Wop, brother. What? Trying to remember the terminology. I remember I watched this video, just got randomly in my feed about magic The Gathering, but it was more about certain types of gamers within that community. And it was like Timmy, Tommy, and does anybody remember that? The 3 types of gamers when it comes to like competitive games. Particularly Magic. It doesn't really matter. The 3 archetypes were basically, like, thinking about it from a Magic perspective, but you could put it on anything, right? The guy that's always going to use what's best because he wants to win all the time. So this is going to be the guy that's constantly, like, looking at what the best people in the world are doing and doing exactly that because it's proven to work. Then you've got the dude that plays because he just likes big monsters. And so
he's looking for the coolest characters.
Right. He just likes the cool characters, right? He likes the way they look. He likes the big chunky dude, or he likes this chick because she has this cool move. And they're literally like losing and winning to them is secondary. They just want to see the big boom, 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 right? And then there is the type of gamer that I think you and I are, the strategist. We aren't trying to win. We like finding things that other people don't use much. I like people to go like, what the fuck? When they run into me.
Because that's what, like, because when I do live arena, like, I'll do that because you can ban one of your opponent's characters. So, like, if I don't recognize them, I'm banning that bitch.
Yeah. So yeah, like I like, so in a fighting game, if there's a, like, usually in fighting games, there's tier lists, right? And 5 or 6 characters on a roster will shake out as top tier characters. And when you look at the high level tournaments, I mean, it's
Everyone
not like,
has them.
maybe not everyone, but the brackets are dominated with these characters over and over again, right? I never pick one of those characters. Even though I'm not even trying to be a competitive fighting game person, I pick a weird character that I don't bump into much. Because I want people to be on the back foot from jump, not knowing how to deal with me. And I want to learn what nuance about this character makes people not play it. Because I feel like there's a lot of balancing decisions that go into this. And maybe people just haven't figured out why this is powerful yet. So I'm going to do it.
Yeah, like, because the Saw guy I was talking about, he's a little glass cannony. He's not the toughest of the bunch. It's a little hard to keep him alive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, dude, I don't really judge how people have fun. You said meta slave tryhards or whatever, but, like, look, if that's how you play the game and that's what's fun to you, is like, hey, I want to try and be, super fucking good, and I want to copy this fucking really smart person. And because there's like a lot of that in, I used to play, like, way back when it first came out, Hearthstone. And immediately, Hearthstone, when it came out of beta, settled into what they call a meta. And you started bumping into basically like 2 decks. And so I immediately, and I didn't have all the cards and stuff, so I couldn't make every deck I wanted. But I looked at my cards and I was like, what don't I ever bump into here? Like, what are they never using that I've got in my collection here? And I would find these cards that seemingly sucked, but I would look for synergies with other shitty cards. And I would make these decks. Ultimately, what I figured out was to start making counter meta decks. Decks that really did poorly if somebody had some other kind of deck or had a little bit of creativity. But if they were just net decking the same 2 or 3 decks, I built decks that were specifically designed to shut that shit down.
Because I definitely have a strategy where, like, the big bads that a lot of people have, I can shut them down pretty easily. I know they're fucking shit. There's just a few characters that, like, my team isn't great at countering that are the meta characters.
Yeah. Oh, I remember in the early days of Hearthstone, it was Zoolock, which was just a bunch of little creatures, Warlock, and Face Hunter, which was just do a bunch of damage via spells and quick creatures straight to your face. so that you're dead before you can get anything going. Like that was one of the early metas in Hearthstone that I remember. Another one was Armor Warrior. I remember that one being a big thing, where it was like, you don't really do much damage, but you can't be killed because you're just constantly gaining this armor every turn.
I think what was making it not fun for a while before I picked it up again is I was trying to follow the people that are like, this is how you optimize this shit.
I mean, it's good to learn from that, but I always deviate.
But like, I have characters that do the same things, but just maybe not as well, but they can still work.
Right, suboptimally, yeah. No, it's fine. I like playing that way. That's how I played Magic, too. It was like, I never really liked net decking in Magic when that came out. Like when people could look up other decks online and find out the win percentages and just build somebody else's idea, I lost interest in the game. I liked the game because me and my friends, you never know what cards you're going to get when you buy a few packs. So everybody had a different collection. We were all limited to what we had in that collection. And we had to come up with some crazy, like, how do I throw this together and make something weird that'll beat my friends? That was so cool. But net decking and try-harding and meta gaming and stuff has absolutely destroyed that out of these types of games.
Well, yeah, because like everyone will have the same shit.
Right. Immediately, somebody's going to make a website. This is the best way to farm wins in this game. And it's like, okay, well.
People will just spend money until they have those characters, and then they just... There's people that'll have OP characters that just don't know how to build them for shit.
Yeah.
Like, I can spot the fucking ones that just bought their way into having a good team.
Yeah.
And they tend to suck.
Oh, yeah. Well, because they don't know how to play the game. They bought their... They swiped the credit card. They didn't do it by gaining skill and learning how to play the game. So you can have the best shit in the game, but if you don't know how to play the game, you're going to suck. So that's just the way it works, I think. Nope, did not play Zangief in Street Fighter 2. Guess again. Who did I main in Street Fighter 2?
I don't even want to say the game I'm talking about because I know I'll get shit on for it.
I don't know. I mean, you might get shit on, but there'd be a lot of hypocrites. Yeah. Chun-Li, no. Come on. You people probably ain't gonna guess it, because you guys are all thinking wrong. You're thinking wrong, dude. I just told you my proclivities. You ought to be able to tell me right now who I played. Oh, you couldn't play Bison in the original Street Fighter 2. It wasn't until SF2 Champion Edition and then Turbo and Hyper that you could pick the bosses. I didn't main a boss. That was seen as pussy shit back in the day. If you mained Sagat or Balrog or Vega it was like, oh, you got to pick the OP boss character. Got it. Johnny Cage. Wrong game. I'm just going to tell you, fucking sad bitches, dude. Dulcim. God.
Man, video games suck.
Ban him. I'm sick of Julian tonight. Julian needs to go. Get out of here, Julian. He's having a conversation with himself all night. So, he gotta go. I think he might be drunk or something, so he gotta go. Too stupid. Yeah, Paul said he didn't play mainstream characters, and you said Chun-Li. Yeah. Yeah. Sad. People don't know the video. Heard about the 600-pound plus rapper Dave Blunts. No. He won't be around long, so better enjoy him while he's out. The only dude I know that has escaped that shit is Fat Joe. Fat Joe is the only big fat rapper that I know that made it through. All the rest of them are dead as shit. Biggie, Pun. Oh, well, Rick Ross. Rick Ross doesn't count.
He's not like massive.
I mean, he's just chonky. He's just thicky. He's not fat enough. We're talking like probably needs a scooter fat. I mean, he's got a couple of good fucking songs, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Rick Ross has got a couple of songs that I can get with, but yeah. You can do better. I get tired of hearing his like he's taking a shit. His cadence is like he's like, car seat still looking like 10 keys. On the beach with a mob with a fine bitch. On the coke bitch, on a bitch switch. Got a new bitch at the photo. Switch a yodo for the photo. It's like he's trying to push out a shit. Switch my new bitch for my new old bitch. Cause my new bitch suck like a nympho. Brum, brum, brum. You could do better, is what I'm saying. Switch the low dough for the photo. Back to the bins when the end's low. Blump. Boogie couldn't rap, bro. Dude, can you imagine Boogie actually trying? That's what Keemstar should do for a punishment. They should make him record a legit rap song. And see the cringe that comes out of that. It would be fucking insane. And they should force him to use the soft A N-word in it, too, to make it extra spicy cringe. He should have to drop that. They should make him drop at least 10. Lil Tipples. What do you think about that creepy Nikocado Avocado video where he says he's 2 steps ahead? I think if you're creeped out by that, like, he's just playing a little fucking social game and shit. I mean, he, like, clearly, like, that is a character in the same way that him sitting in front of a big plate of fucking beans and shit and eating the whole thing.
You either buy it or not.
Yeah, you either buy it or not. I don't buy any of it. But, you know, the way he's presenting himself doesn't creep me out. He didn't plan that? He got lipo or gastric? No.
He just pre-planned a bunch of videos, so he's been losing weight longer.
And he did it the right way because he doesn't have fucking gangs and gangs of loose skin. Like, he looks like he just went and got healthy again. He got out of there before it permanently damaged his body, and he trolled everybody into thinking he was still doing this for probably a couple of years of pre-recorded mukbang bullshit and fake drama while he was diligently doing yoga and shit and eating clean vegan and getting his fucking weight back down.
Yeah. And a lot of these mukbangers throw up. So, like, they could have done a lot of videos where he was dieting behind the scenes.
Right, or keeping his weight in a certain range where it was part of the plan.
Yeah.
Or just, like, making sure he balloons up to a certain weight and then just films a ton of these mukbangs and pukes right after. So it looks like that's how he's living. And then immediately, you know what I mean? After making 100 of them and getting them in the bank, spread them out once a week and start losing weight. I mean, that's what he did. He's definitely using Ozempic. You people think that Ozempic is a wonder drug.
It doesn't make you lose 100 something
It doesn't.
pounds.
It doesn't make you go from 350 pounds of jiggling fat to fit and yoga body. Okay.
It makes you lose like 20% of your body weight. If you're
Like, I'm a
lucky.
fat guy. Okay. I've never taken Ozempic, but I know how it shifts weight. It shifts about 20 to 25 pounds of body weight on a dude my size is what you're gonna lose if you get on Ozempic. Maybe 30. So you guys like going like, he definitely on Ozempic. Like, that doesn't cut it. He went from like over 300 pounds to like fit yoga body. That you can't just take a shot for that, bro.
Yeah, gastric bypass will make you drop a lot of weight, but it makes you drop weight faster. So there's a kind of like hollow
Yeah.
look that you get at the beginning.
Yeah.
You dropped it so fast.
Race car chair experts in chat right now. Oh, they're everywhere, bro. How long did it take him? According to what he said, it was 2 years.
And people have like looked at the expiration dates on the food that he had in his more recent videos, and
They've-
that's about right.
They've found it. Like, they found that he's telling the truth. About somewhere around a year and a half ago, he stopped making big fatty videos. But it didn't look like he stopped because he was like, I'm going to eat tacos. I'm going to eat that. He just filmed like hundreds of those.
Like I said, he was probably purging while dieting while he filmed the last
Who know?
video.
I mean, who the fuck knows? I don't know. Maybe he pushed himself to a certain point with filming all of that and keeping all that food down and then just stopped. And was like, all right, back to vegan, back to yoga. Lost it all, did it the right way so he doesn't have all the loose skin and the weird shit. People still think he's doing current stuff because nobody's looking at expiration dates and stuff. Ozempic gave my mother explosive diarrhea. Yeah,
It's basically, it slows your stomach down, which it basically just makes it uncomfortable to eat. You don't want to eat.
No thanks. Someone should calculate the amount of calories he consumed in those 2 years of backlog. Yeah, I mean, once again, we don't know that he actually, like, took those calories in. We know that he ate big plates of food and then cut the camera. Whether or not he went and just went, and digested all that or purged it all up. You know, if he's treating this like it was a big social experiment or a piece of performance art or something, then there would be a real, like, mental health kind of conversation around if he admitted, like, yeah, I would purge up all that shit. But, you know, it wasn't, like, out of a sense of body dysmorphia. I did it deliberately, and I journaled it, and I kept track of this deliberately to, I don't know what he was trying to prove. How people treat you when you're fat. How easy it is to mesmerize people with stupid fucking goofy bullshit, and how little their conceptions of a person really matter in the end. I don't know what it was all about. I mean, he's been pretty cryptic when it comes to that. But you know, if you're giving the guy the benefit of the doubt and taking him at his word that he's kind of like he did it like a social experiment piece of performance art. Right?
People are all freaked out about his skin. It's like some people just have different skin.
What?
Some people have
His
more
skin?
elastic skin. They're like, oh, it should be super loose and shit. It's like,
Not if you lose weight the right way.
yeah.
And
like,
not if
some
you're
people have different skin. Like some
like
people
he did
bounce
yoga
back
and
better.
shit. You're toning down as you're going. Your
Yeah.
skin isn't just gonna, like, the reason people get that loose floppy skin shit is typically because they were, number one, way bigger than Nick Avocado was
Yeah.
even at the top, and number two, people overestimate because he had a big old pot belly that that dude was not a 600 pounder.
No.
And two, when people get that big, typically they have some fucking massive intervention surgery that
Where they
causes them
drop super fast.
right. And that's how you get fucking big giant curtains of loose skin. But let's say he even did have that. You realize that there are plastic surgical methods that remove most of it, right?
You know, he was making bank doing that whole thing.
Obviously. He's, you know, made millions of dollars probably doing his Nikocado avocado trolling. So, yeah, I mean, like, he would have loose skin. Maybe the dude got it all removed. There's plastic surgeons that get rid of that fucking scarring and shit, make it almost unknowable unless you really get close and look at a person and maybe see some scars here and there. He's wearing a t-shirt in those. You don't get big curtains of fat on your forearms. So if he had any removed, it was probably this shit, right? Well, if you're in a t-shirt and you're fit, how much of a scar are you going to see? Where else would he have had fat sucked out of or skin removed from? His belly, his chest? That's all underneath a fucking shirt. You're not going to see scars. Maybe he's covered in them. You know, people are just stupid. I think people are retarded. They've seen too many of these, like, what would you call it? Like, inspiration, thinspo videos where some huge mountain of a person goes down to like 80 pounds and they look great, but they do have tons of extra skin.
Yeah.
And they think like, oh, that's what all fat people look like. Dude, I hate to tell you guys this, but because I'm losing weight slowly, I'm not going to have big flaps and curtains of skin hanging off of me if I lose a bunch of weight. Which I'm not really trying to lose enough weight where that would be a thing. But I never got big enough that, you know, I'm going to have huge unsightly curtains of fat or skin where the fat was. Like, people don't understand this shit. There's a difference between a 300-pound dude that's real unhealthy and a 600, 700, 800-pound person. Okay? Like, your skin does have the ability to, like, change size a little bit, you know? But not to that extent. You have to really think about that type of weight. 600 pounds is 3 standard human men in one body. There's no way you can shift weight off of that and not have huge curtains of skin. It's actually probably 3 slightly overweight human men on the average, given the height scale and shit. Be more like 4 men of, like, healthy weight. 160. 4 of those dudes. One body. You're gonna have big old curtains of skin and shit. But Nikocado avocado is fucking rich as fuck, bro. That motherfucker could have had 8 different plastic surgeries, and he probably.
You know, he put all those videos on all those fetish sites.
Yeah, and he paid for and he paid for the good shit too. He didn't go to some like hack job place. He went to some like renowned plastic surgeon and got his curtains removed. Like, why is that so hard to believe?
And you know, like his top weight, you know, you could have been lying about that shit too.
Yeah. I don't know I've never seen him, like, I don't know how tall he is. You know, and so all of that matters. He also used to film himself from like low angles a lot.
Yeah.
Up, so he looked wider and bigger, and he took up a bigger presence in a lot of his work. And that can be deceptive as to how big a person actually is. Oh, congrats, you beat the monkey soul. Very nice. It's just wild how, like, incredulous people are when people have big body transformations. And I think a lot of people feel duped by Nick. I think there's a lot of people that spent time just, like, hating on him and using him as fodder for their, like, ooh, well, you know, I'm fat, but at least I ain't like this big sloppy fucking moron. And then for that dude, all of a sudden, you're, like, comfort guy that you look at shows up and he's all fit and eating clean and shit and said, hey, like, you know, I've been fucking pulling a whole, it's been just a big social experiment seeing how you people react to me. You know, there's going to be a lot of people that are salty about that. They feel like they were unwittingly involved in some kind of experimentation and are too dumb to process it and go like, damn, that's actually kind of clever, or damn, it's weird that he would commit himself to that. It's got to be like, he did Ozempic, he did surgery. It's like, who cares if he did? Like, how are you going to prove one way or the other? That's the whole point of it, is that you don't know who he is. You don't know what he is. He might have filmed that shit 2 years ago and he might be a balloon again. You don't know. That shit might be AI. You ever think about that? Maybe Nick got in touch with some Chinese AI firm and was like, hey, here's a bunch of videos and pictures from when I used to be skinny. Make me thin again. I want to troll everybody. You ever think of that shit? 4D chess right there. Bro, I got fooled today. I was telling Amelia about it. I was scrolling through, and now the new thing, one of the new things that they're throwing in my shorts feed as I'm fucking mindlessly scrolling it, is these fake celebrity videos. Dude, I saw this video. It was Margot Robbie and Leo DiCaprio. And I was like, what movie is this from? They were just doing this weird dance thing. And I was like, wait, it took me like a minute to go like, wait, this isn't from, I thought this must be from some new movie they did. And then it took me like a minute to realize like, oh, this is a deep fake. Especially the Margot Robbie, bro. She's dead on. So it's like, if that's what some dumb jackoff has on YouTube, what's somebody with money able to fucking produce? I would say making Nikocado Avocado skinny again would be well within their wheelhouse of being able to do it in a way that fools people. 100%. He probably was fascinated with his reverse zoo. It's bedtime, bro. Well, I think it's band time for you, but it is time for me to end this because my phone's dying. I'm down to like 10% battery, and I don't want to go get my whole fucking plug. So, band time for that guy. The rest of you, shoot, go do something with your Saturday. What are you doing in here?